Okay, we're recording. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. It is 5 o'clock. We're going to give parents and families another 2 to 3 minutes to hop on before we get started. We want to respect everyone's time. Thank you for joining us. Hello, Miss McNichols.
Kara's name is Allison Harsh.
Wow. Welcome to both of you.
Your Zoom name is.
Why?
That's funny.
I logged in on the link I was given. I'm going to rename myself just so people aren't confused.
We can't see you, but we can hear you.
It probably. No, it
What-
probably.
You just have to move your thing over.
Oh, because he's an attendee. I get it.
Hey, everybody.
I mean, we have 50 people, families logged in. Good stuff. Serenity Johnson's family. Hi. Angela Harris. Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, you guys, I think we have enough people to go ahead and get started. We're at 52. We'll start at 5:02 and we'll hit it. 55. I mean, come through, 8th grade families. Hello, Miss Hatter. Hello. Jay John. Hello. Naomi. Hi. Okay, families, we are going ahead to get started. Kara, do you want to say anything before we go into the presentation?
I just want to thank you all for coming out tonight. We know that this is exciting stuff. We had a mom come to pick up a cap and gown the other day, and she had to take a moment and breathe and got a little misty because she couldn't believe that this was here. We can't either. It's gone so fast, even though COVID has taken about 3 years. We're just really excited for you and for your students, and just dig into the information. Make sure you pay close attention to what we're talking about tonight, to make sure that your student is set up for success, for graduation and for high school. We're super excited.
Great, thank you from our wonderful leader, Mrs. May. She's amazing. Ms. Reichel is also here. We want to shout her out. She's amazing as well. For those of you who may not know who I am, my name is Mrs. James. I am the Assistant Director of Curriculum and Instruction. And so welcome to this 8th grade graduation parent meeting. We wanted to gather parents together to make sure we were all on one accord as it pertains to 8th grade activities. But most importantly, before we get to the fun things, we want to make sure that we're clearly communicating what the academic expectations are so we can get to that place of celebration for all of our 8th graders. Ms. Hudson has done an amazing job with making sure the communication with parents in regards to activities has been present. She has planned, her and Ms. Reyna, all of the activities and all of the fun things that we want our kids to experience as they begin to make that transition, oh my God, to high school. And so, as we're prepping for that, we want to make sure that we understand what the criteria is for our promotion requirements. So you may have been receiving information throughout the year, especially between the months of February, April, May, informing you of what we're doing on our end to make sure kids are set up for success. And so this time together is again to map out everything, to make all communications clear, provide you with some important dates, and then we will get to all of the fun things concerning graduation. So today's agenda, I am going to review the academic promotion requirements and key dates to determine graduation eligibility. Also provide information regarding Summer Learning Academy. And once I'm done with all of that information, Ms. Hudson again will begin to communicate information regarding 8th grade activities. Okay? You can move forward, Ms. Hudson. So, as you all know, our program consists, or our curriculum consists of summit courses. And so those core subjects that are embedded in our core curriculum is English, history, science, and math. I'm also going to talk about our arts classes as well, because we want parents and students to understand summit and arts are key components to students' graduation requirements. And so it's not one or the other, but it's both and. And so as it pertains particularly to our summit courses, English, history, math, and science, our students are in the summit platform where they're able to demonstrate mastery of learning over the course of time. And so, for example, let's say a student in the first semester did not meet the academic requirements for their math class. They simply just pick up where they left off, knowing that by the end of the year, they have that entire time frame to demonstrate mastery of skills. And so the objective is to make sure that students receive an A, B, or C in all core subjects. If a student receives an I, that I at the end of the year will transition or turn into that of an F. And so we want to make sure parents understand that if a student currently has an I in any class, they have to complete the platform, they have to complete the classes and the courses to change that I to an A, B, or C by the end of the school year. For Summit and for our art classes, the objective is that students demonstrate a cognitive skill or concept average above a 70%, okay? And so for English, history, and science, projects are worth 80% of their grade. The power focus areas are worth 14%, and additional focus areas are worth 6%. And so all of those components will factor into their final grade. Math is slightly different, but not too much. Unit assessments are worth 75% of students' final grade. Power focus areas, 14%. Additional focus areas, 6%. And then they have another component for math, which are portfolio problems, which are worth 5% of their final grade. You can move me. Art courses, again, same process. Students are able to change that I to an A, B, or C over the period and over the course of time. Students earn a percentage of a letter grade of an A, B, or C, or an I, in their art classes as well. For their third quarter grades, we sent out communication to parents a few weeks ago, explaining that students had an opportunity to make up all missing work. And so it is really important, especially over the next several weeks, that you get in contact with your art teachers. I know some of the teachers have been reaching out to parents already to identify what assignments need to be made up, what missing work they need to submit in order to get to that 70% or higher for a passing grade, or to earn a passing grade for fourth quarter. For the core arts, there are several categories that make up their final grade. So participation is worth 50%. Now, participation also includes assignments that students need to complete. So it's not just showing up for class, but it's showing up for class, being active during class, while also completing assignments. They have the performance component, which is worth 30%. They have a final product, which is worth 20%. And then they have content assessments, which are also worth 20%, again, which comprises their final grade. You can move me. So I wanted to make sure that we understood what the percentage and the grade requirements are for students to be eligible for graduation. Now, here's the part that can get a bit tricky because this is slightly different from the way we've done things in the past. Well, our first year. And so we want to make sure that every student that participates in graduation has met all 8th grade requirements. We're not in the business of just passing kids along. We have made it a priority, even in the midst of a pandemic, to make sure that our students are afforded the best form of quality instruction in a remote setting. Our teachers have been working diligently with planning around the curriculum, executing their instructional practices to make it applicable to students in a concurrent and hybrid learning model. And so we have done everything on our end to make sure our students are set up for success. And so here are some key dates that we want parents to be mindful of. So Tuesday, June 1st, and we've sent letters home again from February, March, as recently as the report cards that were just sent out, informing parents that June 1st, all 8th graders must successfully complete all assignments to determine their graduation status. So all coursework must be submitted to teachers for grading by June 1st. Students who do not meet requirements by June 1st will need to attend Summer Learning Academy and participate in a summer graduation promotion ceremony. And that will be announced at a later time. We have to give a deadline and a cutoff because graduation is June 9th. Teachers need time to grade and assess students' work in order to determine whether or not students have met those graduation requirements. So June 1st is our hard deadline if you would like your student to participate in our June 9th graduation date. Now, I know parents are going to have a question, so I want to give you a scenario. For example, if a student submits work after June 1st, for example, Billy submits his assignment on June 2nd. We are going to take Billy's assignments. We are going to grade Billy's assignments. If Billy's assignments are up to par, Billy will not have to attend Summer Learning Academy. However, Billy would have missed the deadline in order to participate in June 9th's graduation ceremony. Billy will be able to participate in the summer graduation ceremony simply because he turned his assignment in on the 2nd instead of the 1st. And so we want to be very clear that Tuesday, June 1st is a hard deadline because we want to make sure teachers have enough time to grade and prepare for graduation. Friday, June 4th, by the end of day, parents will be notified if for any reason students are not eligible to participate in the graduation ceremony scheduled for June 9th. I know those dates are very close together, but we wanted to make sure that students were provided enough time to get all of their final work in without making it too close to that June 9th graduation date. So out of fairness, this gives teachers, again, a little bit under a week to identify students who are ready, but it also extends the time that students have to meet that June 1st deadline. And so if for some reason your student is not eligible because A, they may have turned in work on June 1st, but it was not up to par, meaning the assignments were graded and it was below a 70%, or if the student turned in assignments past the June 1st date, parents will be notified by June 4th. And lastly, June 9th is graduation day for all eligible students. And so June 1st, June 4th, and June 9th are critical dates that we want you all to be mindful of. In the event a student needs more time to demonstrate mastery of learning, it's fine, because we have Summer Learning Academy available to our 8th grade students. Again, we don't want to rush students to the finish line. We really want to make sure students have mastered the skills that they need to attain in order to be successful in high school. So for us, it's not about completion. It's about completion and making sure they've mastered learning skills. And so, although our Summer Learning Academy is typically a 5-week program, that is not applicable to our 8th grade students. 8th graders across the city only have the first 2 weeks of summer school to finish any coursework. So the summer learning dates or Summer Learning Academy dates for our 8th graders would begin Monday, June 21st, and would end July 1st. And the hours are 9:00 a.m. to 12:00 p.m. Ideally, we've never had a student not complete Summer Learning Academy by that July 1st date for our 8th graders. Unfortunately, in this scenario, if a student does not complete their coursework by July 1st, we're now talking about systems that we have to put in place, because it's going to prohibit them from transitioning into high school. And so that's the real conversation that we have to have with students who are not on track towards completing coursework by July 1st. And what does that look like? And that's something that we will have to discuss and create a plan of action for on an individual basis. Please be advised, these dates are subject to change, but as of today, Summer Learning Academy for 8th graders, the dates are June 21st through July 1st, 9 a.m. to 12. If that information should change, we will definitely inform parents as soon as possible. Now, I've talked about everything in regards to deadlines and trying to get students to the finish line. Our teachers are committed. AIM is committed, again, to making sure, again, our students are prepared for high school. And so it's not about graduation for us, but again, mastery of skills. And so we are providing an additional learning opportunity outside of school hours to help students who may be struggling currently in their coursework. In our day-to-day schedule, teachers have regular instruction, they have office hours, they have intervention groups, small group learning workshops. They're doing everything on their end to help kids get to the finish line. This is one more opportunity that we are extending, and we're calling it the Middle School Boot Camp, because it's going to be intense. This program are for students who are 2 or more classes off track, and that means summit and art courses. Those classes will begin May 4th through May 27th. It's only a 5-week boot camp, Tuesdays and Thursdays. To my understanding, those dates may change depending on our professional development schedule. But regardless to whether or not it's on a Tuesday and a Thursday, just know that it will be 2 days out of the week, and we will make sure those dates are solidified by the end of this week. So hopefully we can get a Monday and a Thursday for that additional time for parents and students. For our roomies, students who are already in person for learning, teachers are going to stay behind and tutor and provide guidance for those students between the hours of 2:30 and 3:30. So if your child is already participating in in-school learning, you would either pick them up after 3:30 or we will send them home, dismiss them at 3:30 if they're staying for this middle school boot camp. For our Zoomies, these are our students who are not in person, but they're still doing at-home learning. Teachers will meet with those group of students between the hours of 3:45 and 4:45, 2 days a week. Teachers will email communications to families by this upcoming Friday, which is the 23rd, to inform you of whether or not your child has been invited to participate in the boot camp, the particular days and the time that they will need to be present, whether it's in person or in a Zoom classroom. And let's use this as an opportunity to get students across the finish line. And so what we're asking of you parents is to partner with teachers and communicate with teachers. Let them know what you need over the next 5 to 6 weeks so we can work together to make sure our kids are set up for success. Ms. Hudson, you can move me to the. And so that is the end of my presentation as it pertains to the academic piece. There will be an opportunity for parents to ask questions at the end of the presentation. However, I'm going to put my email address in the chat so that if you have more personal questions you would like to ask, feel free to email me or contact me at the school via phone, and we will work through whatever issues you may be having and come up with a plan of action, again, that will set students up for success. Thank you, Mrs. May, for putting that in. Feel free to contact me with additional questions. Ms. Hudson, it is yours.
Okay. So, graduation fees. So the graduation fee is $110. This fee covers the cap, the gown, the tassel, graduation T-shirt, a yard sign saying my student has graduated, the mural. There will be an 8th grade night as well, and then of course graduation ceremony. The graduation fee does not cover graduation picture packages. That's separate. Picture day. So picture day is split up into two. So picture day for in-person students is this Thursday, April 22nd. Friday and Saturday, April 23rd and 24th is for our remote students, and that's by appointment only. Me and Miss Rena have been sending out the survey link for you guys to sign up for it. There are still some slots available. This next piece is for remote students only that are taking pictures this Friday and Saturday. So first thing first, students will only be permitted on campus. So families, you will have to sit in the car during the session. Students do need to arrive at least 5 minutes early so they can be able to do the screener, get their temperature taken. These sessions is no more than 15 minutes. That way it gives us time to just go through the COVID guidelines, clean and prepare for the next student. Pictures will be done in the front office, in the front area of the building. So students will enter at the red steps. The link will be sent out the day of to do the screener through text and reminder email for all students that are coming in the building. As far as for picture payments for packages, there will be an order form that will be sent out to our in-person students on Tuesday, and then the order form will also be emailed and sent through Remind for our remote students as well. You can pre-order your packages. It is only cash only. After picture day, about 2 weeks afterwards, you will receive the digital proof sent through your email. That way you can choose your poses. And then once those once you choose your poses, packages will be sent to the school, and then we'll notify you guys as far as for the pickup. As far as the days for picture day for remote students, the 23rd and 24th, if these days don't work for you, you can definitely contact me to let me know, and we can definitely work something else out. But that's it for picture day. The graduation ceremony. So, graduation will be, of course, on Wednesday, June 29th. There will be an AM and PM ceremony. Times is to be discussed later. Due to COVID and CDC guidelines, there are 2 plans in place for graduation ceremony. Okay, so Plan A. So right now we've been planning for both. So Plan A, students will get 2 tickets for the graduation ceremony. The ceremony will also be live for family and friends to watch remotely. The location for graduation will be at New Life Church or outside. And this is all depending on COVID guidelines for the state of Illinois. If things get better and improve, the number of tickets that students get will increase, but at the current moment, it's only two tickets per student. Plan B is that if we have to shut down for whatever reasons, our rates get too high, there will be a virtual ceremony only. Activities. All activities are still pending due to COVID and CDC guidelines. Myself and my team members, Ms. Raina, and our parent committee, we have been planning around this, but we're definitely been watching the guidelines this month and next month. That way we can, before we confirm anything yet. But what's on our calendar is an 8th grade night, which will be a field day at AIM during after school hours, the week of June 7th. Graduation rehearsal is June 8th. There will be a graduation mural, especially since we've kind of started this tradition last year with our 8th grade class. We definitely want our 8th graders to leave their mark once they leave and move on to high school. So information about the mural will be definitely discussed later on in the upcoming weeks. We will be having a graduation t-shirt contest starting May 1st. We are looking for a student design for the class of 2021 t-shirts. Application for submissions will be open starting the week of May 1st. So definitely students and families be on the lookout through Remind, text, and email about the notifications about that. And then the deadline for submissions is May 21st. That is it for now, and now we can definitely open up the floor for questions. Ms. Jane, do you want to go first? I see a few, but I think some have been answered already.
Sure, I do want to address a question from an anonymous attendee that more parents may have questions about. I'll just read the question and then I will provide my response. How are you accommodating students with 504 plans if you are already giving students additional time who don't have a 504 and I assume an IEP to catch up? My response is all diverse learners will continue to receive accommodations, modifications, and services outlined in IEPs and 504s to ensure individual needs are met. But I want to make it clear that the deadline for completion, that June 1st timeline that was provided, is universal for all students. Because again, that is the deadline that we need to determine the eligibility requirement for students who will be participating in our June 9th graduation. Also keeping in mind, if a student, again, does not complete coursework by June 1st, they would have an opportunity to continue to work on completing assignments and coursework and will simply be invited back to participate in our summer graduation ceremony.
I see a question in the chat about cap and gowns for picture day. So picture day students will get a total of 3 poses. So a headshot, one with the cap and gown, and then one without. So it's a total of 3. Once you get the proofs, you can decide as far as which ones you want. It also, the graduation package for pictures also includes a composite photo of all the 8th grading class. But yes, it's a total of 3 poses for picture day.
Ashley, I see a question. Do students have to bring their
Yes. Yes.
Cap and gown.
Yes, so because of COVID now, we can't share anything anymore. So the cap and gowns were given out last week, mainly because we wanted to make sure you guys had them for picture day. So when you arrive to the school, either in person or for your appointment time, please make sure that you are have your cap and gowns, because students will be taking pictures with their cap and gown and then without the cap and gown. So making sure that, of course, they have, they dress to the T for picture day, including that as well.
I also want to include cap gown and tassels.
Yep, tassel too. Get by the tassel part. You can prepay for packages starting tomorrow, or when you arrive for picture day. So when students come in, they can definitely have their money in hand to pay for their packages. So you can start as soon as Thursday. No, as of now, no, there will not be a luncheon. We've been trying our best to make sure that we can make this as special as possible, but because of everything going on with COVID, we just wanted to do what we can do, So, which is try to provide like a field day, some type of activity at the school, and then a graduation ceremony. There will be a yearbook. That's definitely in the works at the current moment. Picture packages will be sent out again via email tomorrow at the end of the day. Oh, so how will students be chosen for painting the mural? Okay, so that is still in the works. We just finally secured an artist for the mural to help out, which is Miss Milton. Yay! She is an artist, if you guys didn't know, and she's a very amazing artist. So details about as far as what students are going to be selected to contribute to the mural is definitely in the works now, and I'll definitely have more information for you by the first week of May. But it's just very exciting because she agreed to do it, and if you guys have to see her work, she's very amazing. So that's coming. Just be on the lookout for more information about that. If you do, okay, so I'm telling you guys now, the photographer that we have is amazing, and the parents that we have to help out with picture day is also amazing. So they'll definitely be there to make sure that your pictures are fire on the first try. But if you do not like your pictures, you will have to reach out to the photographer to set up that retake day. For picture day, participate in the virtual for pictures. So students that are remote there was an email sent out with a survey for students to set up an appointment time. So that's their time to come into the building to take their pictures. It's only about 15-minute session. Come in, take your pictures, and then go in and out. Please make sure that you please make sure students arrive on time. Our teachers are aware that our remote students will be missing classes on that Friday. The expectation is, though, that although they won't be attending virtually in class, there will be an assignment posted, whether it may be a checkpoint, it may be an Excel skill. The expectation is so they can still get that attendance for today, is to make sure that they just do the assignment, whatever requirement is of that teacher for the day. Teachers will send out an email in detail as far as what students should be working on or what should be completed for that. No, so graduates will not participate in both ceremonies because we have 108 eighth graders. And we definitely want to make sure that we can we're expecting at least 2 people per student. We have to split it. Now, I can definitely, we have been planning, and the goal is that any students who have like siblings, cousins, or family that's a part of the graduation class too, those communities will go together, that way they won't be split up. I'm lost in the sauce. Am I missing anything else? I'm sorry, I gotta scroll.
Someone is asking about paying for pictures. I'm sorry, but do we pay for the picture after we see the proof?
No, so picture money is due before you take pictures. Then you will get the proofs digitally and then be able to pick out what you want. But the only way that he can anticipate his orders is by payments before.
I think we've answered all the questions for pictures.
There's one, Ms. Hudson, about yearbook.
Okay, so
Will it include last year's graduates as well?
no. So of course, the yearbook is based on like as a yearly thing, so it won't include our last year students. And honestly, a yearbook for our 8th grade, our middle school class might be quite difficult, and we're definitely going to be, I myself, Miss Reyna, will be working with Miss Keys and the remaining of our teachers to see how we can make this yearbook possible, especially since we haven't been in person. So the normal things as far as school life, activities, we haven't been able to capture those memories this year at all. So the yearbook thing will definitely be very interesting and how it will be produced, but we definitely wanted to give the students something that they can remember their class year, somewhat of their class year by. Yeah, so the price packages, I have to
put it in 25, 60, and 100.
Yep, the price packages are 25, 60, and 100. Myself and Miss Reyna will send an email out with the package prices again.
Thank you so much, Ms. Hudson, for you and Ms. Reyna both for taking on this component of graduation activities. Thank you for all of your hard work. Parents, if you have any additional questions in regards to graduation pictures and things of that nature, please do not hesitate to reach out to Ms. Hudson and Ms. Reyna. Before we wrap up, I just want to admonish parents. I know we're excited about the activities component of our 8th grade festivities, but I want to make sure that we don't forget the academic component of what that entails, which leads to the graduation activities. And so if you have questions about your child's academic status, you have access to Summit and teachers to see if students are on track or off track in certain classes. So I would definitely admonish you to do that checking over the next few days and begin making contact with teachers to solidify those plans of action so that we can enjoy the festivities of this graduation season. And yes, I'm sorry, Ms. Leitch, my arts team always gets me together. You also have access to art grades too in Synergy. And so please make sure you log in to those resources. And again, reach out to teachers so that we can make sure we can have a season of celebration. If you have any additional questions, comments, or concerns, particularly on the academic side, again, my email is listed in the chat. Can someone type it in one more time for parents as a reference? Please do not hesitate to reach out and contact us, because I know for sure come June, there are going to be a great deal of parent inquiries, and I'm just going to refer back to this conversation and to all of the letters that we've sent out to parents over the past several months saying, yes, we did address this. Yes, this was spoken about. And yes, we're holding kids to this standard and expectation without it being a surprise to all parties. And so again, thank you for your time tonight. Ms. May, do you have anything else you would like to say? Ms. Reyna, Ms. Hudson, before we wrap up today's session?
I do want to say that as far as, although our middle school boot camp is starting the first week of May, the academic teachers and the arts teachers have office hours on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 2:30 to 4 o'clock. We keep our link open, hoping that somebody's going to come to talk to us and get that help. Please encourage your scholars to take advantage of those office hours. Wednesday is like, it's like, what's the word? Wednesday is SDL. I don't know the old school term for SDL. I forgot it already. It's like, I forgot the old school term.
Time.
Yeah. So SDO is work time, where students study hall. Thank you.
There you
Study
go.
hall. So Wednesdays is like study hall, when students are literally online from 8:10 in the morning to 1 o'clock working on whatever they need. Our middle school kids have access to our academic teachers and our arts teachers all on one Zoom link every Wednesday. And it's very important that you talk to your scholars to encourage them to take that advantage. Let's not wait till the second week of May to do after school. Let's not wait until the last week, because some of my babies, they will wait till 2 days before it's due to turn everything in. So like, let's not wait till then. Let's have these conversations with our kids now and let them know, take advantage of this. Did you do any work this week? And if you say you don't know, that means no. And go join our links, because we are here. We've been, me and my team have been working really hard to make sure that we get all of them across the finish line. Like, I've been stressing about this. I got halves on the back of my neck now because of it. But we love our babies and we want them to graduate. We want them to cross the stage. We want to see our babies in high school. So please, please, ask them to sign on the summit. The same thing that we see is the same thing that they see. Ask them to sign on the summit so they can show you what their timeline and their progress page looks like. You guys have access to Synergy so you can see their arts grades. Please understand that it does not have to wait till May, that you can start tomorrow. You can start Wednesday. You can start Friday. You can start today. Not today, because teachers probably sleep by now. But you can start in the morning fresh. Okay, y'all? That's kind of it. That's it.
Ms.
Thank
Drumble, there's a question in the chat that says that children can't work on English until class time, and mom wants to know if that's true.
Well, I'm glad you allowed me the opportunity to speak, because if you wanted me
think
to
you would
text, it would have taken all
I
night.
thought you would want to respond to that.
Absolutely. That is absolutely not true. I literally sit at my computer and pray for a kid to come to my office hours. And I sit 2 whole hours, and I never have any students participate. I also have the opportunity to participate in their own moments on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Wednesdays, where they can do any subject of their choice. So no, that is not true. Students have the opportunity to do English during English time and every SDL time and my office hours. And we also, Miss Hudson and I also do Saturday school sometimes.
They do.
Not supposed to say that, you know.
I'm not supposed to say that.
You know, Miss James don't want us.
Oh,
to.
sorry. I'm sorry, Miss James. I'm sorry.
They volunteer. We don't make them, but that's how
right, unpaid.
Volunteer
Unpaid.
service.
And parents, I just want to be very transparent. There's no reason in the world why any of our students should not be able to meet this June 1st deadline. I can't speak for teachers in other school districts or other schools, but I can literally attest to all of the hard work our teachers have been putting forth during this pandemic, at the start, all the way up until now. They are working extremely hard. And so if we're going to move forward with making sure our kids are successful, it definitely has to be a partnership. We cannot do it by ourselves. Please do not allow your students to say that Ms. Hudson is not letting me make up work. All of that is false. I am in the classrooms. I am on teachers in response times to emails, work habits, lesson plans. They are doing their due diligence and then some. We need all other parties, parents and students, to partner with us in order to make this happen, because it can happen. And so with that being said, thank you guys for your time. Again, please reach out to teachers for questions. Now also parents, now I have to say this. Our teachers have more than just your baby in their classroom. They have over 100 students. And so I'm asking that you give teachers grace as it pertains to you sending an email and them responding to the email. It is my personal professional courtesy that teachers respond to parents within 24 business hours. So if you send them an email at 1 o'clock and you don't get a response the same day, I'm asking that you not contact me directly and say, I reached out to Ms. Hudson an hour ago and she didn't return my call. she hasn't had time. And so if you can give parents a 24-hour courtesy, and then if you have not heard from them within that 24-hour courtesy time, then feel free to chime me into that conversation. But please be mindful that teachers are working, they're working hard, and they have literally 100 kids in the classroom, and they're doing the best that they can while also managing their own kids in a remote learning environment. So just be patient and extend grace as you guys have been doing throughout the year, okay? Thank you, teachers, for your time. Thank you, Ms. May, for joining. Thank you, parents. And again, feel free to follow up with any questions, comments, and/or concerns. You guys have a wonderful day, and we hope to see you June 9th.
Good night, everybody. Take care.
Good night.
Stay safe. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. You too. I totally can't believe these babies are 8th graders.